Chosen one, listen closely. If you are watching this right now, it is not an accident. There is a mark on your left hand, maybe a line, a shape, or a symbol that separates you from the crowd. Only 1 in a million people carry this sign, and those who do are chosen for a higher path. This mark didn't appear by chance. It showed up the moment your soul accepted a mission far greater than your fears. For years, you felt different, misunderstood, even disconnected, and now you'll finally understand why. That mark is heaven's confirmation that you were set apart before you were even born. Your intuition is sharper, your spirit is stronger, and your destiny is louder than the noise around you. And today, the truth behind that mark is about to unlock a chapter in your life you never expected. Before we move forward, do 3 things to align your spirit with this message. Like this video, comment, "Thank you, God, for choosing me," and subscribe to send your signal to the universe. This mark shows you were born with a higher purpose. When someone carries a rare mark on their left hand, it isn't just a physical pattern, it's a spiritual signature. It means you didn't come into this world by accident or coincidence. Your soul arrived with a purpose, and life has been guiding you toward it from the moment you took your first breath. While most people move through life without understanding why they're here, you've always felt a quiet pull, a sense that you're meant to do something that truly matters. Even when you didn't have clarity, there was a voice inside you whispering, "There's more for you." That whisper was not imagination. It was destiny speaking. People with this rare mark often experience a different kind of childhood. You may have felt like you didn't fully belong anywhere, as if you were observing life instead of blending into it. You asked deeper questions, looked for meaning in places others ignored, and felt emotions more intensely. This wasn't overthinking. It was early spiritual awareness. Your soul came prepared for a path of growth, compassion, and transformation. And this mark is simply a reminder of what your spirit already knew long before your mind did. As you grew older, you probably noticed that your life didn't follow the normal straight-line path. You faced challenges earlier than others. You carried responsibilities that didn't match your age. You learned lessons quickly, sometimes painfully, but each experience shaped you into someone wiser, stronger, and more intuitive. This is because people with a higher purpose are trained differently. They aren't given easy roads, because easy roads never create powerful leaders, healers, or guides. This mark symbolizes not only your purpose, but also your strength to fulfill it. Another reason this mark is so significant is that it reflects a deep spiritual alignment. You may have noticed moments in your life when things just clicked at the right time, meeting the right person, receiving unexpected help, being saved from a bad situation without knowing how. These weren't coincidences. They were signs that you are being protected and guided. The universe, God, or whatever name you choose for the divine, has been quietly assisting you, making sure you stay aligned with your mission. And this mark on your left hand is the physical reminder of that divine contract. Inside you is a gift. Maybe it's kindness, creativity, leadership, intuition, or simply the ability to make others feel seen and understood. That gift is part of your purpose. You will discover it more clearly as life unfolds, but the mark on your hand is proof that this gift was placed in you intentionally. People may overlook you, misunderstand you, or underestimate you, but the divine never did. You were chosen long before anyone even noticed your existence. Your purpose is not something you have to chase, it's something you grow into. And this mark is simply the first sign that your soul came here with direction, intention, and a destiny that only you can fulfill. Your journey is just beginning, and everything inside you is preparing you for what you were born to do. Your spirit is more sensitive than others. One of the clearest signs that you carry a rare purpose is the sensitivity of your spirit. You don't just walk through life the way others do. You feel life. You feel the energy of a room the moment you step into it. You can sense people's real intentions even when their words sound polite. You notice the shift in someone's tone, the heaviness in the air, or the quiet discomfort in a situation long before anyone else realizes something is off. This heightened awareness is not something you learned. It's something you were born with. Since childhood, you may have been more emotional, more intuitive, or more alert than others. You weren't imagining things. Sensitive souls are like finely tuned antennas. They pick up signals that most people don't even notice. When someone around you is sad, you feel their sadness inside you. When someone is lying, your spirit becomes uneasy. When a place has negative energy, your body becomes uncomfortable. These reactions are not accidents. They are spiritual warnings designed to protect you. The world often teaches people to toughen up, stop overthinking, or stop being so emotional. But what others call sensitivity is actually your superpower. It allows you to avoid danger, toxic people, and wrong opportunities. You've saved yourself from heartbreak, betrayal, and hurt many times simply because your intuition whispered, "Something is not right." Even when you didn't have proof, your spirit knew the truth, and every time you listened, you were protected. This sensitivity also makes you more compassionate than the average person. You understand people without them having to explain much. You feel their struggles, their pain, and their energy. That's why people open up to you easily. They sense your heart before they know your name. They feel seen, heard, and understood. God didn't give you this sensitivity just to protect you. He also gave it to help you connect deeply with others who are hurting or lost. However, being spiritually sensitive can also make life challenging. Loud environments drain you quickly. Fake people exhaust you. Chaotic situations overwhelm your mind. You may find yourself needing more time alone to recharge. This is not because you're weak. It's because your spirit works harder than most. Your soul processes more information, more emotions, and more energy than ordinary people. You are wired differently because your mission requires deeper awareness. Another beautiful side of this sensitivity is that it guides you toward the right path even when you don't have a clear plan. You may not know why, but your heart pulls you towards certain decisions and pushes you away from others. This inner voice is divine guidance. People with rare marks often have a spiritual compass inside them that points to the truth without fail. When something is meant for you, your spirit feels light. When something is wrong, your body feels heavy. This is how God communicates with chosen ones. Your sensitivity is not something you should hide or suppress. It is one of the greatest gifts you possess. It helps you move safely through life, choose the right people, protect your peace, and stay aligned with your higher purpose. While others depend on logic alone, you are guided by both intuition and divine energy. This rare combination is what keeps you safe, wise, and spiritually ahead. You experience signs, synchronicities, and repeated numbers. One of the strongest indications that you are not living an ordinary life is the way signs show up for you. While other people move through their day without noticing anything unusual, you keep seeing hints, patterns, and signals that seem almost too perfect to ignore. Repeated numbers like 1111, 222, 333, or 444 appear on clocks, receipts, phone screens, or even license plates. And every time they show up, something inside you pauses. It feels like the universe is tapping your shoulder, reminding you that you're being watched over. These signs don't come randomly. They come when your spirit is open, when your energy is aligned, and when your life is shifting. The rare mark on your left hand acts like a spiritual magnet. It draws awareness toward divine messages. Your soul is sensitive to frequencies most people don't pick up. That's why you notice signs that others walk past. Your connection to the unseen world is stronger, and because of that, the guidance you receive is clearer. Synchronicities, those small, meaningful coincidences, happen to you often. You think about a person, and suddenly they text you. You dream about something, and the next day, a similar event happens. You pray for clarity, and within hours, a message, video, or conversation gives you the exact answer you needed. These moments aren't luck. They are signs that your path is being shaped by something bigger than you. You are not walking alone. You are being led step by step. At times, these signs show up during confusing moments, when you're unsure, when you're stressed, or when you're questioning your direction. The numbers appear not to scare you, but to reassure you. Seeing 1111 often means your thoughts are becoming powerful and your manifestation energy is active. Seeing 222 suggests that balance and harmony are returning. Seeing 444 is a reminder that angels are protecting you. Each number carries a message designed just for you, and because of your spiritual alignment, you understand these signs intuitively. Sometimes, synchronicities come through people. A stranger says something that feels like it was meant specifically for you. Someone shares a story that mirrors exactly what you're going through. A piece of advice arrives at the perfect moment. These encounters are not accidents. They are divine appointments. Your soul attracts the right guidance because you're on a path that requires support and clarity from higher forces. You may also notice that your instincts become sharper when these signs appear. When you're about to make an important decision, the universe sends you signals, confirmations, warnings, or little nudges. These signs help you avoid wrong turns and encourage you to move with confidence when the timing is right. Divine timing plays a huge role in your journey. Things don't happen early or late. They happen exactly when your soul is ready. Most importantly, these signs show that your life is connected to a bigger plan. Even when you can't see the full picture, the universe sends small pieces to guide you toward your purpose. The repeated numbers, the synchronicities, the perfect timing. These are all reminders that you are chosen, protected, and guided. Your path may not always be easy, but it is always supported. You don't fit in, because you're not meant to. One of the deepest truths about people who carry a rare spiritual mark is that they rarely feel like they belong. From a young age, you probably noticed that you didn't think, feel, or behave the way others around you did. While everyone else seemed comfortable following the crowd, you always felt a little out of place, as if your soul came from somewhere else, carrying knowledge or awareness that others didn't understand. You weren't trying to be different. You were different, and that difference is exactly what sets your path apart. Growing up, you may have wondered why you couldn't connect with people easily, or why your friendships felt temporary or shallow. Even in a room full of people, you sometimes felt alone. You observed things more deeply, thought about life more seriously, and sensed meaning in experiences that others found ordinary. This wasn't a flaw in you. This was the early sign that your soul was vibrating at a higher level. People who are meant for deeper purposes are never shaped to fit the crowd. They are shaped to rise above it. Your questions, your curiosity, and your desire to understand life on a deeper level made you stand out. While most people accept things the way they are told, you always wanted to know why. You sensed when something wasn't right, and you refused to follow the path just because everyone else was walking on it. This ability to question and think independently is part of your spiritual identity. It shows that your soul was built for truth, not conformity. There were moments in your life when you tried to fit in, when you forced yourself to act like others, to follow their rules, or to silence your own thoughts just to feel accepted. But every time you did that, something inside you felt wrong, almost like you were shrinking your own spirit. No matter how hard you tried, blending in never brought you peace. That's because your spirit wasn't designed to blend. It was designed to shine. Your uniqueness isn't a mistake. It's a message. The loneliness you felt was part of your preparation. When a soul is meant to carry a special purpose, it must learn to stand alone, to trust itself, and to hear its own inner voice clearly. If you had belonged everywhere, you would have never discovered your strength. Your solitude taught you resilience. It sharpened your intuition. It helped you understand yourself more deeply. That isolation was never punishment. It was spiritual training for the path ahead. And here is the truth that changes everything. Your difference is your greatest power. It helps you see what others cannot see. It protects you from getting lost in the world's noise. It keeps your spirit connected to your higher calling. You weren't meant to walk the same road as everyone else, because the destination you're meant to reach is not where everyone else is going. You stand out because you are chosen. You think differently because your soul operates on a higher level. And the rare mark on your left hand is simply the physical confirmation that your uniqueness is not random. It's divine. You carry healing energy without realizing it. One of the most beautiful gifts hidden inside people with this rare mark is the quiet healing energy they carry. You may not think of yourself as a healer, but your presence alone brings comfort to others. People open their hearts to you without hesitation. They tell you things they've never told anyone else. They feel understood without needing to explain every detail. This isn't something you learned. This is something you are. Your soul carries a gentle vibration that reaches people in ways words never could. You've probably noticed how friends, family, and even strangers feel lighter after speaking with you. Sometimes they thank you without knowing exactly why. It's because your energy naturally absorbs tension and reflects peace. You don't try to fix anyone's life, but just by listening, by caring, by being there, you create a safe space around you. Your spirit gives others permission to breathe again. This healing energy has been with you since childhood. You were the one who comforted others, even when you were young. You sensed emotional pain in people long before they said anything. You could feel when someone was hurting, even through their smile. Many times you stepped in without thinking, offering kindness, presence, or support, and you didn't even realize how powerful your actions were. To you, it felt natural. To them, it felt like relief. The reason you carry this gift so strongly is because of what you've lived through. You've experienced your own share of pain, heartbreak, and disappointment. But instead of becoming cold or bitter, your heart became softer, wiser, and more compassionate. People who suffer deeply often become the greatest healers, not because they were taught, but because they understand what pain feels like. Your empathy didn't come from books. It came from surviving things that could have broken you. Your understanding is your medicine. This rare mark on your left hand symbolizes a healer's spirit, and it shows up in your life in quiet ways. Sometimes you're the person others call when they feel lost or scared. Sometimes you become the emotional anchor during difficult situations. Sometimes your calming nature helps prevent conflicts or misunderstandings. You may not realize the impact you have, but people remember how you made them feel. However, carrying healing energy also means you get tired more easily. You absorb the emotions around you, both good and bad. You take on people's burdens because your heart is open and receptive. That's why you sometimes feel drained, overwhelmed, or emotionally heavy without knowing why. You care deeply, and that care has weight. Learning to protect your energy is part of your spiritual journey. Despite this, your gift is extraordinary. You heal not by force, not by advice, but by presence. Your voice soothes, your energy stabilizes, your kindness restores hope. Even when you are hurting, you somehow lift others. This is the sign of a true healer, someone whose soul shines even through its own cracks. The world needs people like you, and the mark on your left hand is not just a sign of who you are. It's a reminder that your heart carries a light, powerful enough to guide others out of darkness. You don't try to heal, you simply exist, and healing happens. You went through painful tests because you are chosen. When someone carries a rare spiritual mark, their life rarely unfolds smoothly. You may have wondered why your path felt heavier than others, why you had to grow up faster, why you faced challenges that seemed unfair or too painful for your age. But there is a reason for this. Chosen ones are not prepared through comfort. They are prepared through tests. Your struggles were not punishments. They were shaping tools. Every difficult moment carved strength into your spirit, strength you would need for the mission your soul came here to fulfill. There were times when you felt alone in your pain, questioning why life seemed so relentless. While others had support, you had to stand on your own feet. While others received quick solutions, you had to fight your battles slowly and silently. But what you didn't see in those moments was how each trial was building an inner power that cannot be taught. You were becoming resilient, compassionate, wise, and spiritually grounded. These qualities come only from experience, real, raw, sometimes heartbreaking experience. Your rare left-hand mark symbolizes this journey of transformation. It represents the strength you earned, not the strength you were given. You went through heartbreak that cracked you open, not to destroy you, but to expand your understanding of love. You faced loss that pushed you into darkness, not to drown you, but to teach you how to find light within yourself. You endured disappointments that felt like endings, only to discover they were redirections toward a better path. While others break under pressure, you learned to bend and rise again. Even when you felt exhausted, something inside you refused to give up. That something was your soul, remembering its purpose. Every time you felt like quitting, your spirit whispered, "You were made for more." This whisper kept you moving when your body was tired and your heart was shattered. That is what makes a chosen one different. They rise even when they fall harder than most. One of the reasons your tests were so intense is because your calling is higher. God doesn't test the unprepared. He prepares the chosen. Your challenges were custom designed to unlock gifts, awareness, and strength that would otherwise remain hidden. Without betrayal, you wouldn't know how to protect your energy. Without loss, you wouldn't understand the value of presence. Without hardship, you wouldn't have developed the deep inner wisdom that now guides your decisions. And here is the truth. Each time you survived something that felt impossible, you stepped closer to your destiny. You proved to yourself and to the divine that your spirit is unbreakable. This is why chosen ones stand out. They don't shine because life was easy. They shine because they learned how to stay bright even in darkness. Your painful experiences were not random chapters. They were training sessions. They built emotional muscle, spiritual sensitivity, and inner strength. And now, after everything you have endured, you carry a power that cannot be taken away. The mark on your left hand is not just a sign of your uniqueness, it is a badge of honor, proof that you survived what was meant to shape you, not destroy you. Your intuition is your superpower. One of the greatest gifts carried by people with this rare left-hand mark is their intuition. While others rely only on logic or what they can physically see, you have an inner navigation system that guides you long before information reaches your mind. That quiet tug in your heart, that sudden thought, that uneasy feeling, or that flash of clarity, it's not imagination. It's your spiritual radar. Your intuition is like a built-in compass that points you toward the truth, even when everything on the outside looks confusing. You may have noticed that you can sense things before they happen. You've had moments when you felt danger without knowing the reason, and later realized your instincts were right. You've met people who smiled in your face, but something about their energy didn't sit well with you, and eventually their true intentions came out. You've avoided mistakes, toxic friendships, and wrong opportunities simply because your heart whispered, "Don't go there." This ability isn't luck. It is a divine connection that protects you. Your intuition doesn't come in words. It comes as a feeling. Sometimes it feels like a gentle push. Sometimes it feels like a warning bell. Sometimes it feels like calm certainty that you can't explain logically. And every time you choose to trust this feeling, life works in your favor. This is because intuition is heaven's way of communicating with you. When your path is about to shift, when someone is not good for your spirit, or when a blessing is near, your intuition alerts you instantly. People with this rare mark have sharper intuition because their spirit is more awake. You don't just see with your eyes, you see with your soul. You read between the lines. You notice small details others overlook. You pick up on tone, energy, silence, and vibration. You understand what is not being said. This gift helps you make wiser choices, stay away from harm, and connect with genuine people. Your intuition also guides you toward opportunities. Sometimes you feel drawn to something for no obvious reason. A new idea, a new place, a new person, or a new direction. You don't fully understand the pull, but your heart feels excited or peaceful. That's your soul, nudging you toward your destiny. Many of your biggest blessings came into your life, not because you planned them, but because you followed a feeling. Your future is shaped not by chance, but by connection. Connection to divine wisdom flowing through your intuition. There will be moments when others doubt you or question your decisions, but deep down, you already know the truth. And later, people often realize that you were right all along. This is why it is important to trust yourself, even when no one else understands your choices. Your intuition is not ordinary. It is a gift activated by your mark, refined by your experiences, and supported by your spiritual purpose. The more you trust this inner voice, the stronger it becomes. When you honor your intuition, you honor the guidance coming from above. Your spirit knows things your mind hasn't processed yet. And this ability to sense, feel, and foresee is what sets you apart. Your intuition is not just a skill, it's your superpower, your protection, and one of the clearest signs that heaven walks with you. This mark shows you're about to step into your destiny. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when everything begins to make sense. Every struggle, every delay, every unanswered question. The rare mark on your left hand is not only a sign of who you are, but a signal of where you're heading next. It represents the moment when your soul finally steps into the future it was always meant to live. For years, you may have wondered why things felt slow, why your path felt blocked, or why the right opportunities didn't show up. But what you didn't see was the preparation happening underneath the surface. Destiny doesn't rush. It waits for you to become the person who can carry it. Right now, you're entering a new phase of alignment. Slowly, quietly, your life is shifting into place. The relationships that drained you are fading, and the people who truly match your frequency are moving toward you. The confusion in your heart is turning into clarity. Your confidence is rising without force. Your dreams are no longer just wishes. They are beginning to feel possible, real, and close. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. When destiny is near, everything around you starts rearranging itself. You might notice that certain doors that were shut for years suddenly begin to open. Opportunities come that you didn't chase. Answers show up to questions you've carried for a long time. Your mind feels lighter. Your instincts feel stronger. You're no longer attracted to things that once distracted you. This is a sign that your spirit is stepping out of survival mode and entering purpose mode. Your soul knows the shift has begun before you consciously realize it. This mark is the reminder that all your waiting was not wasted. It was preparation. Every hardship taught you strength. Every setback taught you patience. Every heartbreak taught you wisdom. And now, life is returning everything you lost, but in a better, more meaningful form. You are stepping into a chapter where your blessings don't slip away, your energy isn't drained, and your value is recognized. You're not trying to prove anything anymore. You're simply becoming who you were always meant to be. Your destiny is not something you have to chase. It is something that arrives when your spirit is ready to receive it. And you are ready now. That rare mark is like a spiritual seal, a sign that your preparation is complete. You have been shaped, strengthened, and guided for this moment. You're not the person you were last year. You're wiser, calmer, clearer, and more aligned with your purpose. Your breakthrough is not in the distant future. It's already on its way. The energy around you is shifting. The universe is moving pieces into place. Heaven is opening paths that were once blocked. You are stepping into a season where you'll see progress, opportunities, and blessings flow with ease. You have walked through the fire, and now you are entering the victory that was written for you long before you were born. The mark is not just a sign of your past, it is a promise of your future. And that future is starting now. Chosen one, if you have this rare left-hand mark, your journey is not ordinary. You are a light in a world that often feels dark. And now, you're stepping into a season where your gifts, your purpose, and your identity will finally make sense. Before we move forward, like the video, comment, "Thank you God for choosing me," and subscribe to send your signal to the universe.